Hey guys, how's it going? It's Al. It is week 2, and I know that some of you are missing the Daily Fantasy Edge podcast, which is no longer a thing, but Adam and Pete still are a thing, and I've got both of them here on stream with me today for the first ever triple threat match inside the cage. Myself, Csuram88, and Adam Levitan are going to be snake drafting with salaries. So those of you who do not know what this format is, we are going to be taking teams. Normally, if you're playing a head-to-head game on Draftkings, you're going to have overlap, right? If there's a really chalky value play, you're both going to have that same play. And so you end up playing 8-on-8, 6-on-6, 7-on-7 because of the overlap, because everybody's going to be on the same top value plays or top dollar plays, and they're going to be on the same value plays. This is completely different. If we draft and somebody is taken, the other two guys can't pick that guy. So we're going to have 3 complete unique lineups. We're going to be playing for charity today. We're playing for $250 a head. And the first charity that we are going to be playing for is Peter's charity of choice, which is going to be Royal Family Kids, changing lives, transforming communities for the children. They have a camp. They deal with helping foster kids. Pete is a mentor to one of the kids in their program. Great charity. Adam, as always, to quote him, he's playing for the dogs, Morris Animal Refuge, once again. And I am playing, as always, for No Kid Hungry. If you're looking to donate to any of these charities, there will be a link down below in the description, as well as links to all my socials. Please be generous. Take a couple of dollars, donate it to one of these charities, and support the stream, support the videos, support the channels, and help support something else good. So why don't I bring these guys in here? Good morning, gentlemen.
Imagine caring more about kids than dogs. I mean, you guys are sick.
Says the man with 2 kids.
Coming in hot. Love it.
Exactly. We still have not, you guys haven't told me the draft format here, because I always let my guests decide what we're playing for. They decided to play for $250 each. So the 2 people that come in second and third are going to donate $250 each to the charity of the winner's choice. So we're going to raise $500 for charity on this video already. But I also let my guests pick who's going to go first, second, and third. I don't know where I'm picking. Which one do you guys want to rock, paper, scissors for this?
Sure.
Okay, go for it. You and Pete.
Just go first.
Okay. Rock, paper, scissors.
Shoot. I'm scissors.
Yeah, I'm scissors.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Paper. Dude, you're freaking.
You're not even on the camera with your thing. Scissors.
That easily could have been an angle right there. He had the hand and then he changed it to the scissors. I mean, that's a
this
very.
This is the content that you guys sub for. Okay, Adam, do you want first, second, or third pick?
I will take the. And third is reverse, right? So I'll have third and fourth.
1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Just a normal snake draft all the way through.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take third.
Okay, Pete, you want second or do you want first?
I'll go first.
Okay. So Amari Cooper is going to go to Pete.
Nope. But hopefully, maybe not with the first pick, but hopefully I get Amari. Should I lead us off then, boys?
Yeah, take us on the way.
Okay, I will take Jonathan Taylor off the bat.
Jonathan Taylor.
I think he's a little better play over on FanDuel, but on DraftKings, I still think he's probably the best value at running back in this format. Looked really explosive in the passing game, a lot of targets. Excited for him. I have him in my one high-stakes season-long league. I have Jonathan Taylor and drafted a bunch in best ball, and RIP Marlon Mack. Hate to see the Achilles injury to anybody, but it's a benefit to Jonathan Taylor.
All right, so for those of you who are still playing DFS Edge Bingo, cross off Achilles. Because we've already mentioned that one. Jonathan Taylor, a great value play. Couple of questions that were coming out of him and coming into the season. You mentioned Mac being out of the way. That was the main hurdle for him to get over. The second hurdle that I've kind of been touching on is that nobody thought this guy could catch balls because he didn't catch balls at Wisconsin, but like none of the running backs at Wisconsin ever catch balls anyway. So he caught 6 of his 6 targets in week 1 and a massive workload increase moving forward behind the best offensive line in football. Definitely think that that is a great pick. I'm going to stick at running back here. And I'm going to take Kenyon Drake going up against Washington. I know that they have a great front 7, a very young front 7, and a very talented front 7. But we just watched the Cardinals basically tear San Francisco to shreds. And I think that Drake is going to be heavily involved moving forward. I didn't think he caught enough balls last week. I don't think they target him enough. But like when you've got a guy that's getting, 38 targets in one game, it's hard for anybody else to get any bit of that market share. I think that his targets will tick up to 5 or 6 a game. I think he's going to get 15 plus carries a game with a lot of touchdown upside as well. And 5,900 is just too cheap. I love the Drake.
Okay. I haven't seen an update on James Conner, but I'll go ahead and take the risk here and assume that he's out and go ahead
Look
with Benny
at this
Snell
guy. Okay, you're going with Snell. Okay.
At 4,500. Given that James Conner could not come back into the game, and given how good Snell looked, I think it's pretty likely that at a minimum Snell would be the 1A there, even if Conner can play. But we'll see on injuries. It's so very early. So I'll go ahead and take Snell.
Mm-hmm.
And then for my second trick,
mm-hmm.
I
He's a magician, didn't you know?
I'm deciding between two guys. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and take Deontay Johnson and take 2 Steelers. I think that, I don't know. I played the 2-game slate on Monday night, and I just couldn't believe how they had Deontay. Usually DraftKings has the trendy guys priced up in week 1. Deontay Johnson was certainly a trendy guy in season long. And I saw him go in the 7th round at times, and he was 4,200 on a 2-game slate. It was so outrageous. And then, okay, that's one mistake. And then they were like, well, we're going to put the salaries out. We're going to leave Deontay Johnson at 4,500 for next week's main slate. And so Denver has all kinds of injuries on defensive side of the ball. And so I just couldn't believe it. And, Deontay Johnson getting 10 targets, I don't think was a fluke, even in a game he didn't play particularly well. So yeah, I'll go with both Steelers there.
I think he's a fantastic play on DraftKings this week. I think he is a worse play on FanDuel this week. Priced a lot higher. I think he's 1,300 higher. Obviously half PPR. It takes a lot more. You got to have touchdown upside over there. And it doesn't mean Deontay can't score touchdowns, but I don't think that that's really in his wheelhouse. You're going to get there on volume with him most weeks, right? And the 100-yard bonus
and big plays. The guy's explosive,
right? But you're more interested in his target floor, his catch floor, and the possibility. They're much more likely that he gets 100 yards than a touchdown.
Yeah,
on a week in, week out.
He got 10 targets last week, which is fantastic.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, y'all made a mistake because you left me Ezekiel Elliott in a game that could go completely bonkers. So I'm going to take him and just roll and see what else that I can do here. Obviously, you're not going to get a tattoo on your stomach that says "feed me" unless you're confident that your offensive coordinator is going to feed you. That tattoo is going to be regrettable in about 20 or 30 years, don't you think?
Yeah, he's going to be fat after his career for sure.
Yeah, he likes the booze, so that's not going to age well.
Wow. I was going to say food, but all right, we're going strong here. Hot takes everywhere.
Not even a hot take. It's
not even a hot take.
All right. I like the Zeke pick. I will take someone expensive who I actually think is a really good play. Broke the slate last week. I'm going to take Davante Adams, who sets up super well on DraftKings. He is more expensive now, but 17 targets like that.
Seems
I think
like a
that's
lot.
pretty nice. And Aaron Rodgers seems pretty good. So I like Davante Adams, and this is where it gets a little trickier. I was hoping a couple of those guys would fall. I'll go with CeeDee Lamb as my next pick. There's another receiver that I think is really good value, but like you mentioned, Al, I think this game can shoot out. And after taking Davante Adams, I'm going to need to save some money. CeeDee Lamb, I think, is more risky than some of these other guys. The other receiver I was looking at is also kind of that same mold, but the upside here is massive, and it's a 3-man. So I will take CeeDee Lamb at 4,700.
Fair enough. Let me get the right screen. There's too many buttons on my stream deck now with 3 people on the show. I've got Drake. I've got Elliott. I'm just not going to let you have it. I could let you have it. I could let him See if he gets past to the next round, because I don't think that Adam's going to take him, though he might. But I'm going to take a value guy here. Mike Williams on the Chargers.
Yes.
We thought that he was going to be injured. 9 targets in week 1, 4,200 to me seems entirely too cheap on a team that should be, well, one, they played 14% faster from a pace perspective with Tyrod than they did last year with Phillip Rivers, which was surprising me. I thought that they would play at the same pace or slower with Tyrod. They actually played a little bit faster, did the Chargers. And now they get to play against Kansas City, who ramps up everybody's pace, ramps up usage in the passing game. They had like the 5th most red zone opportunities against last year. So they're a bend but don't break defense. They force you to keep your foot on the throttle. Teams take more chances against them because you know that they're going to score 30 points. So you kind of have to try and gun to score 30 points in a game. If Williams can get 9 targets again, I'm totally confident that he will get value or exceed it, and always has massive touchdown upside because of his size. So Mike Williams at 4,200, just too cheap. Helps me fit Zeke into this lineup a little bit more comfortably.
That's what I was going to take, is Slam or Mike Williams.
There's a lot of value on this slate, which is different from basically any other slate.
All right, it's on me.
It's on you.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take the big dog and maybe one of the best matchups that he'll see all year. I mean, it's like impossible to see, especially with Darrington Evans hurt. And I know Derrick Henry still lost 3rd down snaps to Jerry McNichols on Monday night, but I think it's hard to see Derrick Henry not finding the box here, and also 25 plus touches. You know, I prefer not to play Derrick Henry on DraftKings for full PPR and for game flow independence. It's just, and I think Jacksonville's actually a little bit better than the market does probably, but still think it'd be absolutely shocking if Tennessee got like behind big and Derrick Henry couldn't play in this game. So I'll go with him.
He got 3 targets last week. If Derrick Henry gets 3 or 4 targets every single week, how undervalued is he on DraftKings? Just 3 or 4, right?
Yeah, his prices. I mean, he ended up topping out at like $9K last year, I think, if I remember correctly, when he was going ham in December.
Yes, like late in the season. He's always been like a slow starter, but again, 34 touches in week 1 was ridiculous. Now going up against Jacksonville, who is trash on defense, especially against the run.
Yeah.
All right, I'll plug him in for you. That brings me here.
No, hold on.
Wait,
hold
he
on.
gets
He gets one more. Sorry.
Wow, you are a cheater. Jesus Lord. All right. For my next trick, I am going.
What is with this trick then? My next trick.
Oh God. God, this is so stressful.
Very stressful. A lot of pressure in the cage.
Yeah. Okay, I am gonna go ahead and take, even though I do think there's one other running back who's probably in play, and maybe should be the pick. I'm gonna go ahead. Yeah, I'm just gonna take CEH. CEH it is.
Fair enough. You want to talk about him or no?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I thought Darrell Williams would play a lot on last Thursday night, and he did play a lot, but he was just so ineffective. They were like, you know what, screw this. We're just going to play CEH for most of the second half, and that's what they did. And obviously, I thought the lack of targets was a complete fluke out of CEH. So, you know, just like separating more from the mentor, Darrell Williams, and also seeing pass game progression, I think is good. I mean, bad is that this Chargers defense is legit one of the most talented in the league. And I think Joe Mixon got a bit of a taste of that. However, Kansas City, I'm not sure that matchups like that. I think it's a bit of FPS to worry too much about matchups with Kansas City. So I'll go ahead with CEH.
All right, fair enough. Now it's my turn. Now I can pick a player. Yeah. I want somebody to bring this game back. You know, this Ezekiel Elliott play. So I'm going to go with the cheaper of the 2 options. And I know he's coming off of a 2-touchdown game, Calvin Ridley, but I want to save a little bit of salary. So I don't want to pay all the way up for Julio Jones. Although I think Julio is a great play this week. For this format, 3-man cage match, we can't overlap on players. I have to leave myself every bit of salary for later in the draft that I can. So I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley here in a game that could have 70 total points by the time we're all done. Atlanta is not equipped to stop Dallas. Dallas losing Blake Jarwin last week, meaning that more targets and touches are going to go to the really, really explosive guys like Ezekiel Elliott, Cooper, Gallup, and CeeDee Lamb. I don't want to ignore it. So Calvin Ridley it is.
Oh, this is tough.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy to draft in front of a crowd. It's Pete for 2 here with 52.50 left in per player.
Yeah, I know. I just want to spend money here.
I know.
That's my problem.
This is it. This is what it's all about.
All right. Well, the guy I'm taking for sure is Alvin Kamara, who I'm surprised.
Oh, he's not on the slate. Not on the slate.
Nope.
Oh, I'm on the wrong slate. That seemed too good to be true.
Pete with the first fumble of the day. That seemed too good to be true.
That seemed a little too good to be true. On the wrong model here. Okay. Well, that makes things a little bit better in terms of feeling bad about spending that money. Now I'm back to the drawing board. I really like Kamara for these other slates. I will take. Golly. All right, screw it. I'm going to spend money again. I'm going to try to beat you guys at receiver. I'm going to take Julio Jones.
All right.
So I wanted to go Ridley too. He's expensive, and I'm spending money like a madman here.
It's okay to be a mad lad.
Now I gotta save some money. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take what I think is the best cheap defense with the Jets.
All right.
Price 2,000. The Jets are terrible. 49ers are coming off, a game where they could have played better. But if Kittle's out, and that hurts them from a blocking perspective, I think the offense for the Jets is really bad, but their defense has some weaponry. And at 2,000, I desperately need to save some money.
Well, I don't think that that's a bad pick at all, but I kind of feel I'm going to do this for your marriage, Pete, because I don't want to see Ashley upset. So I'm just going to take Amari Cooper off the table here. And I'm going to go with just a massive stack of this game. Ridley, Cooper, Elliott, I've still got 4,600 average that I can spend with a defense in hand. What, Adam?
Really? Are you sure that your Draftkings isn't coming equipped with a $60,000 cap? Because you are spending a lot of money here that I don't seem to have.
I can get it somewhere. Okay. I've still got a defense that I can plug in for like, $2K.
I'm not going to have time to check this, chat, but please make sure Al doesn't cheat and go over the salary cap.
Didn't you know that I get $60K in salary on Draftkings while everybody else has to play with 50?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Okay.
For 2.
My turn for 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Man, I can't believe that I lost Julio and Ridley. You guys are sick. And Devontae.
We are sick fish. It's true.
All right. I mean,
all that saving that you did, Adam, that's what I was thinking, that you might want Julio on the way back.
There's so many meta games being played right now.
All right. You know what, man? Give me Adam Thielen to spend some money.
All right. Talk to me about Thielen.
Other
than he's just a target monster and whatever.
Well, I mean, one of the biggest layups of the year and season long, I think, in round 4. And then I know he started going in round 3, and I thought, it's still kind of a layup.
Yeah.
In round 3, and you saw why. I mean, they have, they start BC Johnson at wide receiver 2. It's embarrassing. And then they don't even get Irv Smith involved. He's splitting with Kyle Rudolph. And so
is Jefferson this year's JJ Arcega-Whiteside?
I mean, not being able to beat out BC is scary,
Pretty
but
bad.
you know, he's playing in 3 wide sets. I mean, Arcega Whiteside wasn't even playing at all, so I wouldn't go that far yet. But yeah,
That's
you know,
outlandish.
I also think this Minnesota Indy game is going to play pretty slow, and it's really unlikely to just be like some wild shit. So I don't even love it that much, but you guys took all the other stuff that
Took
I was
all the
looking
good
at,
plays.
all the good plays at wide receiver. Now I start up to thinking about combos because let's see here.
He's in the tank.
He is
in the cage.
Yeah, I think
just like I was.
Yeah, I think I still could use a bit of savings. Allow me to take what I believe to be the next great thing at tight end. As Evan said, first there was Lawrence Taylor, then there was LaDainian Tomlinson, and now there is Logan Thomas, LT3, if you will.
LT3.
You know, we've had our battles about the flow chart with the Cardinals. You know,
that's like the 5th reason to like Logan Thomas this week. There's 1 through 4 that's well ahead.
Yeah, and obviously the matchup is good. I mean, you know, I still think Haskins is going to be shaky at times. I don't think this is the greatest spot for Haskins in general. But
is there a good spot for Haskins?
Yeah, I mean, home against Carolina would be a good spot.
Okay, fine. So there's one good spot. Like
Home
he was so bad.
Home against the Jets, the Dolphins.
Maybe the Jets are going to pressure the poop out of him.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, you know, the way they use Logan Thomas in week 1 is the way you would use an elite fantasy tight end. And so he's also a sick athlete. So yeah, I mean, Logan Thomas, that's my pick. And Thielen was the other one, right? So I have 4,900 for 3 spots.
You do. Adam, you asked how I'm going to fit all these high-priced, expensive guys. Well, the reason that you can do things is because players coming off of week 1, the biggest recency bias chance that there possibly is week 2 coming off of week 1. And we look at players that did not perform in week 1, but we look at the underlying reasons why they didn't perform or whatever. And when there's things that can give you a path, you take it. And for me, the path is Christian Kirk, who only saw 5 targets in week 1. We talked about how his wide receiver, like how Kyler just kind of threw the ball to Nook a ton in week 1. Christian Kirk, though, saw basically the same amount of air yards as Hop on 12 less targets in week 1. I don't think that we're going to see 17 targets a week. That would be some sort of record from Hopkins. So that means that Kirk's target floor should be around, I don't know, between 6 to 9, a very nice range for him to sit in on an every week basis. And they're going to take shots with him downfield. And this offense, I think, is going to be one that is explosive week in, week out. And it's a good matchup as Washington, as good as their front 7 is, their defensive backs are not good. And he's 4,300. So for a value play with what I think is a really good floor and the potential for 20-plus point upside on DraftKings, Kirk's the way that I'm going to go, which leaves me with 4,700 remaining plus a defense. So over 5K and a tight end. I'm feeling spicy.
Well, that makes my decision easier because I was debating 2 combos. I was thinking Christian Kirk and Kyler Murray, who I think Kyler is probably my favorite quarterback on the slate. But I'm going to mess up your stack. I'm going to take Dak, and then I'm going to make a risky pick here.
Okay.
But I think he's probably the best running back value for me in this spot and kind of where I'm going to go the rest of the way. I'm going to take Ronald Jones, who looked really good last week in a really good matchup. The concern, obviously, is the volume. Did get 17 rush attempts, 3 targets. But I do think Tampa Bay will continue to integrate Leonard Fournette a little bit more. But I think Tampa Bay's defense looked pretty good at times. I think they're going to be a really good unit in general. And this is a much, much better matchup for Brady and this Tampa Bay offense going against Carolina than playing against the Saints. So I like Ronald Jones a decent bit. I don't think I'll end up with him in many cash game type builds or, you know, smaller field tournaments, but you guys left running back pretty barren. So I'm going to go with Ronald Jones.
I think Ronald Jones.
How much more do you think Leonard Fournette gets involved, Adam? Because that's my concern is that they'll, you know, obviously they picked him up and I didn't think he looked amazing, but I expect him to get a few more carries.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that more. Yeah, I honestly don't know. I think they want Ronald Jones to keep doing it, but
It's a good matchup.
Arians didn't lie. He said Ronald,
One of
even
the
after
best
signing Fournette, Ronald Jones is my guy. And he was in week 1. Whether or not, how long that remains, I don't know. But 20 touches, 19 touches in a week is pretty damn good.
yeah, yeah.
Especially for 5,200.
Is it on me?
Al,
No, it's on me. We're just banned.
cheater, Levitan.
Yes, me, the cheater, and then Levitan for 2. I'm going to take a defense here. And it's going to be against Carolina. I'm going to take the Buccaneers defense, who I think is going to get an awful lot of pressure. I could go cheaper, right? There were opportunities for me to go cheaper here. Taking the Chargers at 2K with their front, their pass rush, and as much as KC is going to drop back, there's possibility for interceptions, sacks, fumbles, whatever else. I'm going to play it a little bit closer to the vest and go with the Buccaneers here on defense. 5,700 remaining for a quarterback and a tight end. I like my lineup. How do you feel about yours, Adam?
Probably dusted, but it's one game of football, and so anything can
I was
happen.
going to fit all these expensive guys into a lineup.
Yeah, well, I still am counting on the chat to check your lineup, but yeah, obviously Christian Kirk is I mean, yeah. Christian Kirk was firmly on my list. Okay. I think I have a chance though here with these 2 picks. The first one is going to be try to beat you guys at quarterback with Patrick Mahomes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hopefully get all of the Chiefs touchdowns in this game. I have Mahomes and I have CEH. I'm sure Darrell Williams will get in the box, but Mahomes, and then the way for me to afford that is with a guy, and this is some correlation with Thielen, a guy who led Colts receivers in snaps, played out of the slot, and Paris Campbell is a guy who, when he gets the ball in his hands, can make some really big things happen. And so this Minnesota defense, I thought one of the big edges in week 1 that we saw people get to the large field, top of large field, was this Vikings defense is like a mess, man. And they've changed out their entire secondary, and they've lost a lot of pieces up front. And so, I'm okay, I'll say, with Paris Campbell. So, Mahomes and Paris Campbell are my 2 picks.
All right, Mahomes and Paris Campbell. Let me plug them in real quick. I'll bring the screen share back in. So we got Mahomes. We've got Paris Campbell. Playing the smart game. Didn't need to pick a defense there. 2,700 remaining for 1 defense for Adam.
Mm-hmm.
That leaves me with my choices. Or my choice. I have 2 ways that I can go here. I can go with Matt Ryan. Shoot for the 300-yard bonus. Or there should be a 450-yard bonus. He should get an extra 2 points if he hits 450 yards. Matt Ryan with a good floor. But I kind of feel like the floor on Kyler Murray is better than the floor with Matt Ryan. So, yeah, I do have 3 shares of that game. I still have Kirk that pairs up with Kyler. And not that we need to stack in kind of a cash game format. But the value is great. It allows me a little bit more flexibility, and I can leave money on the table. I don't care with my tight end. So I'm going to go with Kyler.
Okay. I think that's the savvy move there.
Go for it, Pete.
I know. I'm just looking at a couple combos here and just debating.
Just watching Pete just twist in the wind every time it seems like, well, I could do, because like what chat may or may not know is that Pete's brain is wired to build a cash game, and like he wants the best point per dollar guy and the highest floor with the highest ceiling, but like with players off the table, it totally changes up the way that you have to kind of look at things.
I have a request for the commissioner.
Okay, you guys
appeal? Are both yeah. I'll keep Paris Campbell. Can I change my quarterback pick or too late?
Too late.
Oh, way too late. Are you serious? You let Smiz draft one and then
He said I blew it.
Yeah, you did. You took him home.
A lot of pressure in this cage.
I blew it. I didn't see a combo that would have worked. Now I see it.
You gotta think ahead here, buddy.
It's tough to draft under pressure.
Dude, I am dusted. That is egregious.
What, you went with the CEH Mahomes correlation play?
Yeah, it's egregious. It's egregious. I
against the Chargers, who play real slow on the road.
It's not the road, really, but
it's the road.
Guys, sorry, I'm deep in the tank debating a couple of these combos here. It's so close.
Chad is just typing egregious.
Well said. Oh, I can't decide. Which
chat do you look at Twitch chat or do you look at YouTube chat? I mean, how many of these stupid things you have going on at once?
I'm not like a multi-platform streamer. Like, I know that people stream to YouTube, but also put it out on like Periscope and Twitter and Twitch and everything else, and Facebook gaming. Like, I stream on Twitch. There's a link down below if you want to join the stream 6 days a week during football season. And then the video goes up on YouTube a little bit later. So I'm talking to Twitch chat currently.
I see.
But there will be many egregious replies on the YouTube comments.
I see.
Chat's calling you a generational drafter. Or is Pete the generational drafter? Pete, come on, man. You're on the clock.
God, I let the dogs down. That's the worst part. I don't mind letting myself down. I let the dogs down.
Don't worry. There's only like 375 concurrent viewers watching you let the dogs down.
Oh, this is just so devastating. All right, you know what? I'm just gonna go with what I think has most upside in a play that I absolutely love, and I'll give away some goods here. I'm gonna go with Jonnu Smith as my tight end, and I'm gonna go with T.Y. Hilton over David Johnson in my flex. I think the Colts are in a really good spot here. T.Y. Hilton going back indoors. I get David Johnson has a higher projection and probably should. It's just a tough matchup, and he did look good. I just am very concerned about kind of that front. But, man, now I want to switch to David Johnson.
All right, so you're –
Hold on.
I haven't taken my finger off the chess piece yet.
All right, let me just give me 15 seconds. David Johnson, T.Y. Hilton. David Johnson, T.Y. Hilton. David Johnson,
T.Y. Hilton. David Johnson.
All right, screw it. I'm going to go safe because I think I have a better team. I'm going back to David Johnson, even though I really like T.Y.
David Johnson. Did not take his finger off the chess piece. He's going to stick with
David Johnson, Jonnu Smith, and I leave 100 on the table.
Okay, so David Johnson, you're thinking that his pass game usage is still going to be really high. Obviously, Duke
Johnson's
out. Yeah, Duke Johnson's out.
Duke Johnson's out. This is the volume, bad spot, but good price versus I just feel like T.Y. is going to go off, but I'll have plenty of T.Y. elsewhere. So
I'm saying because I know that people are going to say, why would you pick a running back against Baltimore when they're going to be playing from behind? But the reason is he's so good in the passing game.
He's just cheap. I mean,
yeah, there's a
couple ways I could have gone. I could have also gone Gallup and gone for the huge stack and gotten a CSU guy in there, but I think T.Y. is definitely better. But yeah, I think David Johnson's pretty safe. It's just a really tough matchup, but he should get volume in this spot. So
100%.
I'll go with that. And Jonnu, I think, tight end is actually priced really appropriately this week. I was looking at a variety of guys. I mean, I think Ertz and Higbee and Hunter Henry and Kelsey and all these guys are really good plays, but I can afford Kelsey, so Jonnu Smith it is.
Fair enough. I left myself a weird price point here. You know, it just kind of is what it is. And I don't love any one of these guys. Adam took LT3, who was basically where I've been hanging my hat, 77% of routes run per quarterback dropbacks in week one. That's elite level usage. Like, he's never on the field to block. Hunter Henry, as Pete just mentioned, is fine, but I already have a Los Angeles Charger in this lineup, and I don't really want to double up. TJ Hawkinson should see enough routes and should be on the field all the time, but like 5 targets in a situation where we kind of got lucky that he scored a touchdown to exceed value in week one. Can't really afford Zach Ertz. Goddard got there in week one. I don't love this play. I really don't. But I think it's a nice bounce back opportunity for Evan Ingram, who only caught 2 balls on 7 targets in week one. My other option would be to come and pay down for somebody like Hurst if I really wanted to super stack, or Noah Fant, but I don't play guys against Pittsburgh. You guys took some of my favorite tight ends, and I can't really afford somebody like Andrews. So I'm going to stay with Ingram and just know that I should get 6+, 5+, 6+ targets out of this spot. And maybe I luck box a touchdown here. And that's about it.
Is that your last pick?
That is my final pick, and you're up for a DST.
Did you leave money on the table?
I left $0 on the table. Average remaining salary is 0. I zeroed it out.
Okay, well, I got to go for some leverage here. I'm going to take the Cowboys defense, and in the event this game goes berserk and Matt Ryan drops back 50 times, I mean, there are many chances for strip sacks and pick sixes, and so I'm going to go ahead and take the Cowboys defense.
What was the quarterback defense combo you wanted to do, Adam?
I should have taken Lamar Jackson with Dolphins defense against Josh Allen.
Fair.
I mean, that's like 15 points better. I mean, it's just like not even close.
Is it too late? Can I change my defense? Can I change?
I mean, it's because I didn't. I was looking at my list and I didn't have the Dolphins on it because I love Josh Allen so much. But now that I'm thinking about it, like, you know, Josh Allen's going to make mistakes, and Lamar, I strongly prefer Lamar to Mahomes. So
yeah, I'm Lamar over Mahomes in season long. I'm Lamar over Mahomes on an every week basis. Although that doesn't here's the thing. That doesn't mean that Mahomes is terrible. Mahomes is going to throw for like 40 touchdowns and 5,000 yards pretty much or 35+ and 5,000 yards pretty much every year. So like, it's not like he's a bad play. It's just that Lamar is slightly better.
And on DraftKings, you know, like there's chances for Lamar to get to get the rushing bonus where Mahomes is drawing dead to draw the rushing bonus. So.
Yeah, double bonus, 2 bonuses in possible, and he has hit the double bonus twice last year, correct? Once definitely, I think twice. He definitely double bonus in the playoffs.
He's
so
good.
Adam, why don't you tell everybody they can find your stuff?
Yeah. You guys can just follow me on Twitter at Adam Levitan. And if you go to establishyourrun.com, that's about it.
All right. Pete, at Csuram88 on Twitter.
The worst Twitter handle of all time, trying to buy at Peter Jennings. If at Peter Jennings is somehow watching this, I've tried to reach out to you. But at Csuram88 on Twitter, at the Action Network, and at Fantasy Labs. Thanks for having us, Miz.
Hey, guys, thanks for being here. This was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Look out for that next video, which is going to be right here.
He's a legend.